Alright, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Schloss Eggenberg, and they are out of Vorchdorf, Austria, and this is their Samichlaus Classic. So they're calling this one an authentic Austrian Triplebock that comes in at 14% alcohol by volume, 20 IBUs at the time of review. I don't know exactly how old this can is because it has a code on the bottom of the can that I can't decipher. I'm usually pretty good with it, so I'm going to read it, and hopefully somebody out there can decipher this code. So it says L/170931. Now, I thought that this would be pretty easy to figure out. I was like, oh, 17, that's 2017, 0931, September 31st. There is no 31st day in September, so incorrect. However, 2017 seems like it's probably the year. The rest of it, I have no idea. I'd imagine this is definitely aged at the very least. So if somebody can decipher that code, let me know. And I would really appreciate it. So anyway, full disclosure, I've had this beer numerous times before. I've had it relatively fresh, like 6 months to a year old. I've had it aged. I think I had one that was close to 10 years old. I love it. It's a big, malty, boozy monster of a beer, but that's exactly what I like. I love Doppelbock, so the fact that they call this one a Triplebock, sure. 14%, I'm here for it, and I'm using this kind of like Tiku from the Trappist brewery in Austria called Engelzel. However, I'm pretty sure last year they no longer exist. I think they closed. Somebody else could probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they did. So I thought, you know what, we'll do the Austrian breweries together in harmony, perfect harmony. So I'm gonna give this a nice pour here. The head's just it's gonna be gone. This is a big ABV beer like this. Nah, it just doesn't stick around. Anyway, oh my god, that little cheat, it's so fucking good. Yeah. So is there a head in this one? Yeah, not really. No head. There is some dirty glass mafia on this side, which you can't see, which is now gone. I haven't used this fucking glass in a long time, so I wasn't surprised. I did clean it out and everything, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, that has no head. It's gone, but it has this beautiful, rich, like caramel look to it. It looks fucking dynamite. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, it's darker, but it has a great clarity to it. You probably won't be able to tell on camera, but it has a great clarity to it. Decent carbonation, but again, no head. Didn't anticipate it. 14%. Big malty beer like this, just it's gonna dissipate, and it did. So the head that was there was like this light tan colored head, but yeah, I mean it kind of plays the role of what I'm expecting this beer to look like. And there's sheets too of alcohol, which you gotta expect 14%. Yeah, it smells like Raisinets for sure. Sugar daddies, sugar babies. It just has such a rich malty character. There's like caramel, brown sugar, caramelized sugar, molasses, toffee. It also has like a big fruity vibe, but like dried dark fruit. So raisins, plums, dates, figs, things of that nature. Sweet cherry. There's a little bit of like an oxidation here. A little bit of that like stale, cardboardy, like kind of honey kind of character. It smells so fucking good. This smells so good. This is like the definition of a sipping beer for me. This is a beer that I can pour. It's 14%. It's going to take me a couple hours to down it, but it's like, you know, the equivalent of like a nice liquor of some sort. Like, if, you know, people who enjoy their whiskey or bourbon, or you get into the brandies and the cognacs and stuff. Like you sit down with a big glass of this for a couple hours and you just sip on it. And I've always enjoyed this one. I can't believe it took me this long to review it. I'm a fucking idiot. It smells so fucking good. Listen, I'm not gonna pick anything else out of this one. I just want to take this one down. So cheers, everyone. This beer is not for the faint of heart. If you're somebody who doesn't like love malt driven beers, you want to stay as far away from this one as possible, because this is so rich with the malt character. It's absurd in such a beautiful way for somebody like myself who loves malty beers. It's exactly what I said. It's picture a liquefied version, an alcoholic liquefied version of Raisinets, sugar daddies, sugar babies. Like it just has that rich caramelized sugars. It just, oh my god. Now the body It's like higher, I would say it's like full bodied, like firmly full bodied, right? But it's 14%. I've had much bigger beers that are 14%, but it definitely has like a syrupy kind of thickness to it that if you're not accustomed to that, it might turn you off. But for me, I'm fine with it. It's kind of expected at 14%, and especially the type of beer it is. So the body's, full bodied. The mouthfeel has a good carbonation, like approaching moderately carbonated. There's a smoothness here, despite the 14%. It's like really smooth on the palate. Not creamy, it's not soft, not meant to be. So I think the body and mouthfeel are exactly what it should be. The taste, forefront, big to me. First thing I will say, and I didn't say it in the nose, but now I'm taking a couple sips, get like raisin bread, right? So it has like this darker kind of bread quality, slightly toasty, but then a lot of raisin. There's a lot of raisin in this one for me. So it kind of goes from like a dark raisin bread into raisinette. So there's this nice chocolate, like mild chocolate character, but it starts to kind of conjure up memories of raisinets, which are chocolate covered raisins. Then it quickly transitions into like sugar daddies and sugar babies, where it's like it's caramel, it's chocolate, it's toffee. So you could even say like a Heath or a Score bar or something in that realm. And then I get other kind of nondescript like dried fruits, again, fig, a date, maybe even like a sweeter, darker cherry. But there's so much going on with the malt character. It's fucking absurd in, again, a beautiful way. Halfway through the palate, I get a little bit of like, maybe like an apple, like a straight on like apple. Not just the skin, not the core, but like a fresh apple. It's not like super big or anything, but it's noticeable. As that continues on the back of the palate, it's like a little bit of oxidation. It has like this honey kind of cardboardy-esque kind of finish, but it's not like, this is slightly oxidized as opposed to like full-on oxidized, which is fine. This was definitely off of a warmer shelf when I picked it up, because a lot of beers like this they're not kept in cooler. So, it has a little bit, but beers like this can hold up to, like nowadays you put like a New England IPA on a warm shelf for a couple weeks or whatever, it's fucking probably trashed. But like this one just has some slight oxidation notes. It's sweet. This is a sweet beer. You can't get away from it. It's 14% ABV. There's not a lot of hop character. This one specifically is aged, so I've never found this one to be balanced. This is definitely sweet. To me, it's not cloying, because everything it's not just sweet for the sake of being sweet. There's actually characteristics and notes and qualities of this beer that accompany the actual malt character and the sweetness of the beer. But it's definitely sweet. If you, again, don't like sweet malty beers, stay away from this one. If you do and you never had it, run and grab this one. It's fucking delicious. The finish, it has a semi-dry kind of finish to it. There's no bitterness. This is sweet through and through. Again, this is a sipper beer. This is a kind of dessert beer. It's 14%. I can only imagine the calories in that can right there, probably 5, 6, 7, 800. So this is definitely a nightcapper. You sit down, whatever, chilling, drink it over the course of an hour or two and enjoy yourself. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with this one. Here's the thing. Despite the fact that it's 14%, it's big, it's sweet, it's rich, it's decadent, it's malty, the whole nine, this actually hides the alcohol quite well for this specific can for me. There's no like real huge warming in my chest. There's a slight like warming in my chest. On the palate, no. I can tell this is bigger based on the body, the intensity, the flavors, the whole nine, but it's not like astringent. I'm not getting like ethanol. I'm not getting any vapors. It's not like going through my nose. Like when I get a real boozy beer, like it's very noticeable on the palate, and this is not. Again, this probably has some good age on it, so it is mellowed out to some degree. A little bit of a butterscotch as well. It's just fucking just delicious, but you have to enjoy not only Doppelbocks, but like big Doppelbocks, aka a Triplebock, which I don't think is it technically a style at this point? I don't think a Triplebock actually exists stylistically, but that's what this beer is. It's a huge, big, like imperial Doppelbock, and I'm here for it. And I've always been here for it, and I enjoy it. Like a good friend of mine, fellow beer tuber, Matt over Massive Beers, this is like one of his favorite beers of all time, and I know why. Having this I've had it probably about a half dozen times. It's just, it's fucking, again, I got into craft beer and started drinking craft beer with big malt bombs. And this is one of the best that I've had, especially from Europe. It's a fucking awesome beer. Some people might want to see a little bit more balance or whatever, but when I grab this beer and I'm going to get into it. I know exactly what I'm getting into. And that's what's in my glass right now. It's fucking divine. So, Samichlaus Classic from Schloss Eggenberg. For what it is, for how I enjoy it, and the whole nine, this is a fucking 5 out of 5. That's what this beer is. It's a 5 out of 5. There's really no flaws for this one. Maybe a little bit more like bitterness or dryness if you're really nitpicking. But again, I go into this beer knowing exactly what I'm getting, and it delivers almost every time. Is that another code here on the side? I didn't even notice this code. It says L2165930. Maybe this is from 2021. And maybe the code on the bottom doesn't mean anything. I don't know. So there's another code, L2165930. I would love to know when this can is from. I would imagine this is at least from 2021 then, based on that code and the one on the bottom. But whatever. This is fucking aged to perfection. It's a 5 out of 5. It's fucking delicious. If you've never had this one before, you like big malty beers, grab it. Not much more to say. Price point, availability. Price point here in the Buffalo, New York area, $19.99 a 4-pack. That's $5 for a can. I do think I see a fucked up over here on the side. They say 1 pint, 0.9 fluid ounces. Typically, that means 16.9 fluid ounces, which translates to 500 milliliters. But then next to it says 330 milliliter can. Yeah, this is one of those like slim like energy drink cans. If this is 330s and this is what 11.2 fluid ounces. Yeah, but for again, for $5 for imported beer like this all day, every day, I gave it a 5 out of 5. This is fucking top tier for what I'm looking for out of this style. Availability, I have no idea. All I know is here in the U.S. that if you have a good local bottle shop or beer store that does imported beers well anyway, this should be on the shelf, 100%. If not, then they're not as good as they think they are. Anyway, if you've had this one before, whether it's fresh, aged, if you're over in Europe and you drink this, or you're across the pond, anywhere that's not the U.S., let me know about it. If you're here in the U.S. and you drank this one, let me know. This is just a fucking classic beer, and I'm glad I picked it up and finally reviewed it. Should have reviewed this one probably like 5 years ago, but what am I doing? You know what I'm doing. It's the Beer Patrol. Nothing good. We're up to no good here. Anyway, I'm going to shut this one down. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.